Welcome back. Happy Teenager Tuesday, the day before Valentine's Day.
The day of love.
Wow. I know it's early for us recording this, but do you know plans? Do you have plans?
You know what? I do not have. I do know my husband made a dinner reservation somewhere, but we don't ever go out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we don't either. We
go
try
like the day or two before,
or after.
We've always done that. We hate crowds, and we don't We don't want to be at a nice restaurant with a billion other people.
Yeah.
Like, we want to go relax and enjoy.
Have you ever been to Eddie V's?
I haven't, but I actually have that on my list of places I want to try.
Someone gave us a gift card.
Is it good?
It is fantastic.
Really?
My mouth is watering right now.
Oh my God.
But I am kind of hungry. But
I might text Dan and be like, change our reservation.
It's so good. And their lobster bisque.
Oh, they have that?
They
That's
do.
why I love Bob's. I love their lobster bisque. I'm obsessed.
You would love it.
With their lobster bisque. Okay.
You would have you been to DeLuca's? This is
the
a
pizza
food
place?
Yes.
Listen,
This is a food
I love it. I've been
advertisement.
there because of you.
Okay.
You told me about
Yes.
it, and we went with friends, and it was so fun.
So good. And they have unlimited lobster bisque.
I didn't know I could ask for more. What a bummer.
Oh, yeah, nonstop.
Okay, if you haven't been to DeLuca's, it is like a Brazilian steakhouse, but with pizza.
Yeah, 18 different types of pizzas.
18 different types of pizzas. That doesn't include the dessert pizza. And you have a little card on your table that you can flip to red or green. And as long as it's on green, they keep coming with trays and trays of pizza. I mean, pizza's good, but it's... What?
It doesn't include the dessert pizza?
Yeah, it does. I'm saying 18. The number 18 doesn't include. It's 18 plus like 6 dessert pizzas.
Yeah, you're right.
Like 4
you're
dessert
right.
pizzas.
Yeah.
But I will
so
say
good.
this. I mean, the pizza's good. It's not like amazing though. It's like a step up from. It's just the whole
better than fast food
environment.
pizza.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
But it's the whole environment. It's so cool. They just unlimited pizza.
So
and
if your kids are
lobster
looking
bisque.
for a place to take a date, it's not even that expensive. I think it's like $18 a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
There
all
you
you
go.
can eat.
All you can eat.
Apparently, all you can eat lobster bisque too.
Yeah,
I
well, it
didn't know
is.
that.
It is. And your sons will love it because today we are talking about not only about food, but part 2 of tips about navigating dating. My name is Will Perry, if we haven't met, and Angela Linz is with us again today. If you haven't listened to last week, go back and listen to it. It was part 1. Today we'll be talking about how you currently are navigating dating with your sons.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, you don't start when they're 16. I'll say that. You don't start talking about it when you're 16.
Oh,
you don't
yeah,
wait till
yeah.
then. You start earlier. But we are navigating now dating life. Our boys are actually 17, almost 18 years old. And we have 2 that are juniors in high school. And we have a daughter who is a freshman in college. So they're older teens. And we have been very grateful that the friends that our boys have chosen and the people they've chosen to date have been just wonderful people, wonderful kids. We've loved it.
That's nice. So you haven't had to navigate the we don't want this
No,
person.
We really have not.
Nice.
They have just had they have a really good, or they've chosen wisely.
Yeah.
So far.
Well, I think some of that is a testament to starting early and having those conversations early. And not just, when they're in 5th grade and you're like, oh, she's cute. Not
Yes.
just those, but
I agree.
like kind of how you talked about last episode where it's like, what do you like about them? Okay,
Yes.
besides how they look, tell me.
What other things do you notice about them?
And you had those same kind of conversations with the boys?
Conversations with our boys. Like when they would say, oh, we really like her, or I really like her, she's cute. Okay, what else do you like about her? Oh, she's always nice to everybody. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Or she's really smart. That's great.
Yeah.
What do you have in common? What do you guys like? Do you talk about those things you have in common? So we kind of ask those questions and in a sense almost try to coach and like let your conversations about this person not just be about their physicality.
Oh, yeah. That's good. Were your
for
boys ever friend zoned? Have they been friend zoned
Oh,
yet?
yes.
Okay, well, talk about that.
I'm
what'd you
not
do?
talking about them being friend zoned. They'll be so
They'll
upset.
melt?
No,
Okay.
they will melt.
Well,
but
I'm saying, like, how do you help them with that?
I will say,
Not like give us the instance.
I'm not going to talk about that.
Good for you.
We
Not spilling
definitely
your students' tea. Good for
I
you.
will not. But yeah, sure. I mean, who of us hasn't been friend zoned? It's definitely it was a hard thing for them when they were, but it was a conversation of, hey, did you communicate the things that you needed to communicate early on, or did you just tiptoe around it and not really say like I like you, or hey, take the risk and ask them out, or like have the guts to say something. Don't just be a guy who's too scared to make a move and ask someone out on a date,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes you get friend zoned because you wait too long and you're too risk averse
Yeah.
to take the chance.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and girls like a guy who is willing to take a chance.
That's
and
true.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. So,
And it's probably better to, even if it is a rejection,
mhm.
everybody is going to feel that. And it's not
Yes.
bad to feel that
No.
necessarily. But it's probably better sooner rather than
Yeah.
a long term, like, I have a crush, but I never said anything kind of
Yeah.
thing, anyways.
Then you don't go back. And I always say, don't live life with regret. Like,
Yeah.
don't ever wait so long that you look back and you go, well, what if I had asked her out?
Mm.
What if I'd mentioned to him that I liked him? What if I had, like, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
They say they don't like you back? Okay, great.
And you move on with
You
your
move
life.
on.
Yeah.
You move on.
As long as
It's
there's
not
someone
that
with
big of a
good
deal.
values, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do think, the same way my husband took my daughter out on dates, my boys and I would go out and we'd hang out and they would practice, like, opening the door for me. Like, I remember the first time I took them on a one-on-one date, and they were like, they were 5 or 6, I can't remember, where I really was like, hey, when you go out with a lady, you open the door
Yeah.
for a lady. You open my car door. Can you open that for mom? I mean, they were very little, but it just became natural so that, like, when we hang out, they know I open the door.
Yeah.
I open the car door. I stand on the outside next to the, like, when we're walking, they'll automatically move to the outside of the sidewalk. Because I always said, hey, as a guy, if you're ever walking with a girl, you stand closer to the street
Oh.
than the girl. It's stupid, I know, but it's just a
Safety.
thoughtful.
Come on.
It's just a thoughtful thing to
Yeah.
do. And, like, if they forget to do it, no big deal. But
Yeah.
I tried to teach them to just, more than anything, be thoughtful of other people. Be thoughtful of other people's feelings, girl or guy. Like, your friends, be thoughtful of them. Like,
Yeah.
notice things about them. As guys, they're still not great at, like, most guys aren't, no offense. Not real observant a lot of times. So I have to say, like, when they're trying to think of, like, gifts for people or whatever, I'm
yeah.
like, hey, think about things that are important to them.
Yeah.
Think about what they like. What is something that would make them smile or laugh or would make their day a little bit better? Like,
Yeah.
really always tried to teach them to just be really thoughtful of others.
How was that? Like, was it ever frustrating? Because you're like, just think. I keep telling you to
Yes.
think. Why don't you think?
All the time.
Yeah?
All the time. Yeah.
Think. Be thoughtful.
Be thoughtful. Just notice.
Yeah.
Notice things. That was a big thing. Like, you didn't just see me standing here. Like, you just
Yeah.
got out of the car and I was in the back seat and you just shut the door. Like,
And they've
what-
gotten better.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for the most part, they don't
Yeah.
do stuff like that anymore. They
Okay.
definitely notice. If they're playing Xbox, they will not be thoughtful. Like, they
Oh,
do
yeah.
not notice anything if
Yeah.
they're playing Xbox. But just in real life in general, they've gotten pretty thoughtful
Nice.
most of the time.
Yeah.
Um,
To a degree.
to a degree.
Of male
they are
species.
also human.
Yeah.
Okay. So they are also humans that are 17.
Yeah.
So it's as good as it
I
can
was,
be.
I was talking with a couple volunteers at our West Campus last night, and I was like, we were all kind of in agreement that there's about a 7-year period where males, like, we're just kind of feral animals, and
And sometimes, then you eventually come out of it and you're like, oh, there they are. There they are. I've seen that happen with, like, cousins or
Oh yeah, okay.
other friends of mine that are really young that then married someone and they're finally turning, like, 26, 27. I'm like,
It's like,
oh, yay.
Yeah.
They're human.
So there's
again.
hope.
There
Yeah.
is
If
hope,
you're
yes.
like, you've been teaching this stuff for 4 years, parents, and then it's like, well, only another 4,
Yeah.
and it'll dawn on them.
I think it's just, I think the world sometimes also treats women kind of like they're objects, or, like, thinks about, kind of goes into it with the mentality of, like, what are you going to do for me? And I was like, I really hate that.
Yeah.
And I've always tried to teach my kids that girlfriend or friend, anybody, like, it's not about what they're going to do for you.
Yeah.
It's what can I do for them to love them. If we're all going to be, say we're image bearers of Christ, like, what can I do for you
Yeah.
as a brother and sister in Christ,
Yeah.
and then as a friend or a girlfriend eventually. Like, it's, and if it stems from that, then the thinking about the other person becomes a little bit more natural.
Yeah. No, that's good. Well,
But
it
that
was
was
something.
kind of the foundational conversation.
Something I've noticed with guys too, and this probably happens with girls. I've just noticed it with teenage guys more so. Is if there's a guy that's not great at connecting to other guys and finding good friends and developing friendships, then they are always dating somebody. Always dating somebody, because it's which makes sense if you can't if you're not developing a skill of connecting in a friend way, then an easier way to connect would be on a dating side of it then.
Yeah.
And so there, if maybe you have a young guy, probably same thing, young girl, and like they're always dating, they're only dating, their friendships are constantly changing, they're probably really, really lonely. And it might be a good cue to like talk with them about that.
I would totally agree with that. That's
Yeah.
a really good observation.
Thank you.
Look at you noticing things.
Yeah, it only took me to be in my 30s.
That's it.
Yeah, I got to get to my 30s. To be
That's it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would also say talk to your teenagers about where their boundaries are going to be. I know that's not an easy conversation or fun or really natural sometimes. I think my kids probably hated it when I would ask, like, hey, what are you doing with your girlfriend? Like, what do you like? Where's your boundary? What's your line? What is appropriate? What's not? Like, what's okay with you?
Yeah.
And but I try to explain to them, in the moment, you're going to change your mind. You're going to
If you
try to
haven't
convince
decided,
yourself. If you haven't
right.
decided what it's going to be, you're going to try to convince yourself that it's going to be something else.
Yeah.
So decide beforehand what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's good. Well, and you talk with them on the physical side and the time side, right?
Yes. The time side was a big thing about it, because a lot of times you'll see, listen, teenager or adult, anybody who's dating somebody new tends to become kind of obsessed with that person and only starts to do things with that person sometimes if they are not deciding ahead of time, hey, my friends are still going to be a priority.
Yeah.
Hey, my church youth group time is still going to be a priority. Hey, my volunteer time is still going to be a priority. And so that was kind of one of those things that we also said we made a rule about. We don't love to make a lot of rules, but we definitely did, because it was a safety thing for them with boundaries of, hey, we want you to stay healthy. So that means you can date this person, but you can't only spend your time with this person.
Yeah.
You have to stay plugged into the other things. You have to go do things with your friends. You have to still be going to church. The things that you love to do, we still want to see you doing.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
And it's probably during the summertime that comes up the biggest.
Because they have so much more time.
Yeah.
They have so much more free time.
And they're not in the hallway with their friends.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So we kind of do have to push a little harder in the summer. Like, no, make the effort to go do things with your friends.
Yeah.
Also, as a parent, it means I open my house up. Like, it is important to me. I'm not just going to send my kids somewhere else. That if I want my kids to hang out with their friends, I'm willing to say, hey, have all your friends come over here. I purposely bought a house with a pool because I wanted my kids' friends to hang out. I made sure we had a basketball goal. I made sure we had stuff that they can do. And I have food for them because really all they want is food. Yeah. Oh my gosh. They eat so much out of the pantry.
Oh yeah.
But
Gardettos? What's the snack?
that is not a snack. They really, Takis is a big snack.
Oh, hot Takis or Takis?
Hot ones.
Okay.
Fuego.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I've actually never eaten a Taki.
Seriously?
Yeah, I've never had one.
That makes me want to go get you a Taki.
We've talked so much food.
We have. You can tell we're very hungry. We're doing this in the late afternoon. It's not at all. It's time for afternoon snack time.
Yes.
But yeah, I think as a parent, you can't come down hard on your kid about go spend time with friends and go do things if you're not willing to make your home a place that your kids and their friends want to hang out. And honestly, I love that because it means I got to know my kids' friends really well.
Yeah, that's cool.
I know what's going on in their lives. They know when I go to the school to volunteer and hang out and do stuff, they all come say hi to me before my kids even say hi to me.
Okay.
When they come to church services, they all come to say hi, constantly.
Yeah, because your kids, they're like, been there, seen her.
Oh, they'll try to play cool. But now they know all their friends are going to run over and say hi, so now they'll come say hi.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
I love that.
Yeah, that is
But
good.
yeah, I think choosing to be intentional with opening your home for your kids' friends and or girlfriends, like, hey, have them over. Let's play some games.
Yeah.
My daughter's boyfriend came over the other night, had dinner. We played a game. It was great. Like,
Nice.
I want them to enjoy being around our family.
Yeah.
To do that, you got to be chill and don't interrogate them or be intimidating.
Yeah.
But just be kind and thoughtful and respectful and really that's kind of what we just tried to instill into our boys is in any relationship, but especially with a dating relationship, be respectful,
Yeah.
be
That's cool.
thoughtful, love them as a person more than as somebody you like or are attracted to.
Yeah. No, that's good. Well, and parents, we know that, you know, all people are different and students are different. So if we can ever help you, we'd love to
Absolutely.
talk through any and all situations. And, you know, we have people reach out about that stuff all the time. So parents, never forget, you're not alone. You can do this. God is with you, and so are we. Have a great week.